And speaking of politics dictating strategic responses, India's drone deal with the US is back in the news. The US State Department has given the green light. It is moving forward with India's request to purchase 31 drones, 31 MQ-9 Predator drones. The deal is worth $4 billion. Let's break it down for you. The Indian Navy will get 15 Predator drones. The Army and the Air Force will get 8 drones each. These are long-range, high-altitude drones. They perform surveillance and attack roles. And that's not it. India will also get around 400 smart weapons, including Hellfire missiles and guided bombs. It's part of the Predator drone package. The deal is now in its final stages. Only an approval from the US Congress is pending. It should come in the next month, in the month of March. But why are we talking about it tonight? The intent of purchase was made last year during Prime Minister Modi's state visit to the US. So the deal should have been in the bag. But it wasn't. Reports say there were hurdles, political hurdles. And the deal was put on hold in December. The objection came from Senator Ben Cardin. He's a member of the Democratic Party, President Biden's party. And he put forward a condition. This is about Khalistanis in America, specifically about one man, Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. Apparently, there was an assassination plot against him. And the US says that India was involved.
The physical death we do not fear.
Now, this senator wanted this case to be investigated. He said the drone deal should be cleared only after the investigation, only after a tough message has been sent to India over Khalistan. And remember, Pannu is a designated Khalistani terrorist. He's now a US citizen. He repeatedly threatens to carry out terror attacks across India. He resides in America, and he's been there for almost 3 decades. The US has accused New Delhi of trying to assassinate him. They claim to have foiled the plot. India has dismissed all accusations, but Senator Cardin is perhaps not convinced. Hence the demand for an investigation. Now, when we look at bilateral ties between countries, when we look at defense deals or trade deals, here's what we should understand. All policy is affected by domestic politics. No leader wants to upset his or her voters, which is why Western leaders appease Khalistanis. It is dangerous, and we've said a lot about it in the past, but we cannot wish it away. So the best case scenario for India would be this: to work with partners and push them to act against anti-India groups, at the same time to ensure that they do not put a strain on bilateral ties, that they do not derail deals. And in this case, India has achieved that. The drone deal is on track. The US needs it as much as India, if not more. After all, India is the biggest defense importer in the world, and America is the biggest supplier. For years, Washington has tried to break Russia's dominance in India, in the defense market. This deal is a step in that direction. And the US won't let political differences over a bona fide terrorist to come in the way.
So I'll say that generally the U.S.-India defense partnership has seen significant growth over the past decade. This is a proposed sale that was announced during Prime Minister Modi's visit last year. We believe it offers significant potential to further advance strategic technology cooperation with India and military cooperation in the region.
The State Department calls it a significant matter, so they'll find a way to make it work. Such defense deals have political oversight. Multiple departments are involved. Several clearances have to be issued. That is the process. And New Delhi is patiently waiting as the wheels churn.
Coming to the drone issue, Sudhi and all our friends, see, this particular matter relates to the US side. They have their internal processes in place, and we are respectful of that.
India says it respects the internal processes of the US, a mature way to acknowledge government dealings. Perhaps there was never a political hurdle, just a small hiccup. Political differences are part and parcel of democracies, but India and the US have more compelling points of convergence, and this deal is proof.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on First Post America.